What you guys were trying to, what kind of shot you were trying to get on that last sequence there?
Well, like most plays we run, we feel like we've got 2 or 3 options on each one, and so it's a play where we kind of ran Jesus off a stagger screen off by Amu and Melvin Buckley, and kind of misdirection. So we had one action going that way, and then we brought Amu to set a screen to free Melvin Buckley. And I told Chris if they shade to him, Amu might be open on the slip. But it's hard to say what Chris saw. And from my angle, he probably just saw Buck because it seemed like their player McNeil came from kind of from behind. I think he made a really good defensive play, but that was what we were trying to do.
So Jesus was the number 1 option on that play?
Well, it's a play. It could go either way. Yeah, we ran the play last year against Villanova, and the 3 that James Holmes missed, we went in and out. It was the same play, and today we're just gonna execute another option from that same look. What you're trying to do in situations like that is you want as few players handling the basketball as possible, which cuts down on a turnover. So, what were you going to say?
Hold the number 15 team to 38%. Probably feel pretty good about your chances to walk out of here with the win.
Well, not only if you hold them to 38%, when you shoot 53%, you gotta like your chances. Unfortunately, 19 turnovers and you've given up 18 offensive boards that really negates how well we shot the basketball. And it's when you're playing a team of this caliber or an opportunity for a marquee win that really gets some attention and respect not only in your conference but nationwide. From when you beat a top national ranked team. We had that opportunity, but kind of lost my frame of thought there. It's hard to do when you turn the ball over that many times and then give up as many offensive boards as we did. Marquette's been in those situations a lot, a lot more than we have, and hopefully, these last 8 games, we like to think we'll be in those situations with close games that could go either way, a lot more.
It seemed a lot like last year when you guys had a couple games here where you were taking teams to the wire.
Well, it was a lot like similar to, I'm trying to think, I don't know that we had a chance to win. I don't know if we ever had the ball maybe, I don't know, Villanova, we were down. We were shooting against Villanova to send the game to overtime. Don't know that we had, West Virginia was a 4-point loss, but I don't think we ever, it was a situation that late where we had the last possession to win the game. Seton Hall at their place, the overtime loss, I can't remember that sequence. Of course, I do recall we had a number of stars that fouled out. What I was going to say was earlier, we were up, and James drive to the basket, to tie it. That was a huge play there, and kind of hoped our guys would have made it more difficult for him to score. Even if it took trying to foul him, because he's not, free throw shooting is one of his few weaknesses. But at the same time, they probably was concerned about, I don't want to foul him and give him a chance to for a 3-point play either.
McHugh's night tonight.
Yeah, just a fantastic game. He had some turnovers there that kind of seemed like they occurred, one after the other. But I tell you, around him every day, but you can't help but just marvel, at what he does, with this frame against this caliber of competition, and it's so pleasing to see him. He and Melvin Buckley play as well as they played in the same game. 2 seniors, and I told Melvin Buckley this against Rutgers, and the same applies today. I think he's just played 2, of his best 3 or 4 games since he's been here. I really mean that. Points don't always tell the story. He's had, I think, career highs of 29 or so on 2 or 3 occasions, but he the last 2 games he's been more involved. He's rebounded the ball better. And when we've had to have a basket, he's responded. He has some big baskets. A lot of times he's making threes, but he made baskets off the dribble. He made baskets in the last 10 seconds of the shot clock, and that's kind of what you want your seniors to do. And today he did this, and this game in Rutgers is probably his 2 best games since he's been here.
Coach, can you just talk about the emotions of the players after a loss like this in the locker room?
Well, as you would expect, they're really down, and I think they're able to contrast how they played today from an effort standpoint and the way we executed. There was stretches there, like 4 of the last 6 possessions of the game, and we got exactly what we wanted against a 15th ranked team in the country. And they asked me on the radio show about the lob play to McHugh, if it just happened, if it was a design play, and it was a design play. As a matter of fact, we had run the same play on the sideline in front of our bench. Earlier we set a back screen for McHugh. If that's not there for the lob, and then the guy sets the back screen, sets a ball screen for Chris for the point guard. I think Chris just realized there's not much time on the clock, but it's a play we call corner that we run all the time. But we just had some to be able to execute as well as we did down the stretch is really rewarding. I thought Contrail, that was a tough break there. To play those last whatever, I don't know what time was left when you fouled out, but to have to play it, without him, obviously that took away from the options that we had as well.
What do you tell Chris on that last
I said to him that I told him that try and keep your head up, that you're going to win a lot of ball games for us. And I really believe that. And I told the team that as disappointing as it is, those are some of the lessons that sports and athletics teach us. That you can play well, you can do what's expected of you, and unfortunately, you can still come up short. And those lessons apply to every day in our lives. But I also told them if they play as hard, as well together, and execute just well on Saturday, we're going to feel a whole lot better in the locker room after the game.